friends, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. As you can see from the title, it's a what's for dinner. I've got 4 really easy budget-friendly meals for you. I think you'll really enjoy them. I know that we did, my family did. They're all toddler approved. They're things that Wes will eat and enjoy. So yeah, please be sure to give this video a like if you like what's for dinner or like budget-friendly meal type videos. Subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this from me. I also do cleaning videos, regular vlogs, just trying to motivate some moms just like me. And yeah, so let's just dive right into the meals. The first recipe is for a creamy Cajun chicken pasta that I kind of just made up. So right here, I'm just cutting up my chicken. I'm cubing it into probably like 1-inch pieces. And then I'm just adding some extra virgin olive oil and garlic to a pan on like medium high heat, throwing in the chicken, and then seasoning with salt, pepper, onion powder, and that is it. And then I'm gonna add some salt to my boiling water to boil my pasta. Once the chicken is done, I'm just going to take it out of the pan so I can use the leftover drippings to make my sauce. So for the sauce, I'm going to start by making a roux. So I melted, I think it was like 3 tablespoons of butter until it got foamy and cooked out most of the water, added 3 tablespoons of flour. Cook that together until, for like 2 minutes until you kind of cooked off the flour a bit. And then slowly I'm adding some milk. This is cartoned milk, so it came right out of my pantry, so it was at room temperature. If you're using cold milk, you want to make sure that you like get it to room temperature, or do this even more slowly because it might curdle. And then I'm seasoning with salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, way too much garlic powder, removing some garlic powder. And then I'm gonna add some of the Tony's Cajun seasoning. I'm sorry I don't measure things. I think I used about like 1.5 tablespoons of the Cajun seasoning, but you can always taste it and adjust as you like. I added some partially defrosted frozen broccoli and then some cheese. Cheese. Probably like half a cup. And here's the finished product. It was so good. I just put plain chicken on Wes's plate. And so next we're doing a sausage onion pizza. I'm gonna start by just prepping all of my toppings. So I'm slicing up some green pepper here, and then I'll get to the onion. I was struggling majorly with this onion, as you can possibly tell. For the past couple months, I've just been buying blocks of cheese and shredding myself, and I really like how this works a lot better, or like the finished product. It just tastes better in my opinion. And plus, it hasn't been processed as much, so that's always good. I par-cooked my sausages so that they'd be easier to slice. I did try to like slice when they were raw, and it was just not happening. And then I remembered from my days working in pizza that we always used par-cooked sausage. So there you go. Also, moment of silence for this pizza stone, because this was the last pizza this pizza stone ever made. And I don't know what happened to my dough, but it did actually work out. It turned out really well. But anyway, the pizza stone did snap in the oven, and I had to like cut the pizza in half and put each half on a cookie sheet to finish, because it was almost done, so I wasn't gonna turn back. But yeah, so I'm just spreading out the pizza, and then I'm gonna add some oil and pepper and some like shaker cheese, grated cheese. I call it shaker cheese. Do you call it shaker cheese? Now for sauce. So I'm just using a jarred sauce that was actually pretty good. It's like a no-name brand. So sorry, I can't share what that is, but then I'm adding my shredded mozzarella, covering it nicely, and then moving on to my peppers and onions and sausage. And then I will shake on some Italian seasoning and throw it in the oven. You can also add like red pepper flake if you want, but I wanted to be able to share this with Wes, and I didn't want it too spicy. I'm starting this next recipe by cleaning off my zucchini and squash. You can see that I started peeling the zucchini because I forgot what I was doing. But yes, I'm just wiping them off because I'm going to cut them into rounds and want to keep that color from their skin. And now that that's done, I'm moving on to my potatoes, peeling those and chopping those up. Once my potatoes are all chopped, I'm coating them in olive oil, then adding salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. And I'll cook those in the oven at like 425, something like that. chicken breast onto the grill pan, and I'm gonna season those with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and that was it. Now I'm working on the topping for the zucchini and squash, so I'm gonna start by grating up some mozzarella. I probably grated like half a cup of mozz, and then added probably another quarter cup of the grated Parmesan Romano cheese, and then probably a quarter cup of breadcrumbs. Oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder on the zucchini and squash, and into the same oven with the potatoes. Those will cook for like 10 minutes, and then you take them out and put the topping on. After the chicken breasts have been flipped, I'm going to squeeze on some barbecue sauce. You can use the barbecue sauce of your choice, of course. And then I'm just taking my handy dandy brush and spreading it out a little bit. So at this point, my zucchini have been in the oven for about 10 minutes, probably a little over 10 minutes. And I'm adding the cheese breadcrumb mixture, and those will go back in for another 10 minutes or until they get a little brown on top. Here's that chicken in all its barbecuey goodness, and the cheesy zucchini and squash. Yum, so good. And the potatoes. And then here's the finished product. Next is a really great way to stretch some ground meat. It's American chop suey. So I'm gonna start by first chopping some green pepper and onion. Before I start sauteing the pepper and onion, I want to get my pasta going, so I'm just salting my boiling water and adding a whole box of elbows. Then in a pan on medium with some extra virgin olive oil, I'm throwing in garlic and my peppers and onions. And I'm going to let those saute for a little while. Normally I buy cans of diced tomatoes, but these whole peeled plum tomatoes were on sale, so I got those and just figured I'd chop them up myself. So I did that. The only difference was I had like less fluid left in the can, so I ended up using a can of some just very plain pasta sauce that I had on hand. So now that the veggies are soft, I'm gonna make a space in the middle for me to dump in my ground turkey, which I'm then gonna season with salt, pepper, and that's it, because I already have garlic and onion. And now I'm gonna mush it up, break it up, and let it brown. Then I'm adding my tomatoes and the elbows, mixing it all together. And then this is where I kind of realized I needed more fluid, so I added the canned pasta sauce, 2 bay leaves, and that was it. Stirred it up, and just let it simmer for a little bit so all those flavors could melt. Oh, I also added some salt and pepper because you just gotta. Really makes it is adding 4 tablespoons of butter. You have to. I've made it several times without the butter and it just doesn't compare. You need the butter. Okay, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you got some inspiration from these meals for your dinners. And yeah, if you like this video, again, please give it a thumbs up. That helps my channel out a lot and I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe for more from me. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything. You'll have to hit all. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.